Now, the release date of this episode will be the same day as the NFL draft, so I'm going to give you my predictions for the first 10 picks of the draft. Starting off, the Carolina Panthers, pick 1, Bryce Young, quarterback from Alabama. I mean, Bryce Young, despite the height concerns with him, his IQ is unreal, and he is going to be a great NFL quarterback. And overall, I've seen scouts compare his IQ to Tom Brady, so that obviously is incredible. Pick 2, the Houston Texans. I've seen a million different reports of where they're going to go with this pick, but if they want to do the right thing, I think they need to get their franchise quarterback, and they need to pick CJ Stroud from Ohio State. The only issue with CJ Stroud is some character concerns, and even then, if he can overcome that, he's going to be a great quarterback in the NFL. With the 3rd pick, the Arizona Cardinals are going to go best player available, Will Anderson, as they really don't have a lot of help at edge rusher. So Will Anderson, who I think can be a generational talent at edge rusher, would be a great pick. I think he could be the next J.J. Watt, honestly. Now, the 4th pick, the Indianapolis Colts, my Indianapolis Colts, and I really want them to pick Anthony Richardson, but I've seen the reports that they actually like Kentucky's Will Levis over Anthony Richardson, so I'm going to predict they take Will Levis from Kentucky. Will Levis, the only issue with his game to me is the IQ. Other than that, I think Will Levis, if he can overcome that, and with the great coaching staff the Colts have, with great quarterback minds, I think the Colts actually could be getting a great quarterback in Will Levis. With the 5th pick, the Seattle Seahawks are going to take the best player available, Jalen Carter from Georgia. Now, Jalen Carter, he's an absolute beast, but character concerns have grown ever since the combine. He was arrested, actually. So, if he can overcome that, I mean, he's going to be a great NFL player. With the 6th pick, the Detroit Lions, coming off a surprising season where they look to make the playoffs this season, are going to pick the best player available, in my opinion, Devon Witherspoon, a corner from Illinois. Devon Witherspoon, I think him and Ahmad Sauce Gardner are going to be 2 of the best corners in the league 3 years from now. I think both of those guys are going to be incredible. With the 7th pick, the Las Vegas Raiders, obviously in need of a quarterback. They do have Jimmy Garoppolo on the roster, but if you need a long-term fix at that position, then Anthony Richardson from Florida would be the way to go. Obviously, I think he's going to be a great quarterback. The potential is unreal, but he's very raw in some places in his game. But with the right coaching staff, I think Anthony Richardson is going to be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. With the 8th pick, the Atlanta Falcons are going to select Jackson Smith-Njigba from Ohio State. Now, the wide receiver, Jackson Smith-Njigba, he was unreal at Ohio State this year, and the Atlanta Falcons, they have nobody at wide receiver. I want you, the people watching at home, I want you to do a challenge for me. Can you name 1 Atlanta Falcons wide receiver, or 2? You can't. So Jackson Smith-Njigba would be a great addition to that receiving core. With the 9th pick, the Chicago Bears, who originally had the number 1 pick, they're going to select the best player available, in my opinion, and get some O-line help with Paris Johnson, the left tackle from Ohio State. Paris Johnson, in my opinion, he's a great player who overall, he only allowed like 3 sacks last year, or for his entire career at Ohio State. So Paris Johnson, I don't get why people are debating him or Peter Skowronski. It's obviously Paris Johnson. And the final pick I'm going to go over is the Philadelphia Eagles, who lost in the Super Bowl. They are going to take, in my opinion, the best player available, Brian Branch, a safety from Alabama. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles, not a lot of team needs, but safety, they could improve a little bit on. So I think it's just best to go best player available and continue to build a contender. So those are my predictions for the first 10 picks of the draft.